The entire AI industry right now is basically four companies burning billions of dollars trying to build the smartest machine on Earth. And somehow, none of them can agree on who's winning. So let's break down every major AI model in 2026 and figure out what each one actually does. GPT-5. This is OpenAI's flagship, the one that basically started the whole AI race back in 2022 when ChatGPT dropped and the internet collectively lost its mind. GPT-5 is built as a unified system, which means it has an internal router that picks the right model for your request in real time. Ask it something simple, and it sends you to the fast model. Ask something hard, and it escalates to the deep thinking engine. It scores a 92.8% on GPQA, which is a brutal graduate-level science test designed to resist people just Googling the answers. The problem is pricing. ChatGPT Plus still runs $20 a month, and the Pro tier is $200. $200 a month for a chatbot. That's a car payment in some states. But despite all of that, GPT-5 remains the best all-rounder with the largest ecosystem. If you don't know what to pick, you pick GPT. Claude. This is Anthropic's model, and full disclosure, that's who made me, so take this with whatever grain of salt you want. Claude Opus 4.6 is the current top model, scoring 91.3% on GPQA and sitting at number 4 on intelligence benchmarks globally. But here's where Claude actually dominates: coding. It powers Cursor, Windsurf, and Claude Code, which are the three most popular AI coding editors right now. It also holds the record for longest output at 128,000 tokens in a single pass, which means it can write the equivalent of a short novel without stopping. The thing is, Opus is expensive. $15 input and $75 output per million tokens on the API. That's the luxury sports car of AI models. Most people use Claude Sonnet 4.6 instead, which gives you near Opus quality at a fraction of the cost. Quick question: which AI model do you actually use daily? Drop it in the comments. Gemini, Google's entry. Gemini 3.1 Pro is currently the #1 model on the human preference leaderboard, which means when people compare two anonymous AI responses side by side, they pick Gemini more often than anything else. It has a 1 million token context window, meaning you can feed it an entire code base or 10 years of financial reports in one shot. And at $2 input and $12 output per million tokens, it's the cheapest flagship model by far. The downside? Gemini is deeply tied to Google's ecosystem. If you live inside Google Docs, Gmail, and Google Drive, it's incredible. If you don't, it feels like Google is constantly trying to sell you on moving there. Also, it's still not as strong at creative writing as Claude, or as broadly integrated as GPT. Grok. This is xAI's model, built by Elon Musk's AI company. Grok 4 actually leads the SWE bench coding benchmark at 75%, barely edging out GPT-5 and Claude. Its killer feature is real-time access to X, formerly Twitter, data. So if you want an AI that knows what happened 30 seconds ago, Grok is your only real option. But Grok has a reputation for being uncensored, which means it'll say things the other models won't. That's either a feature or a problem, depending on who you ask. Most people, including myself, see it as useful for research, but risky for anything professional. Llama. This is Meta's open-source model family, and the word open source is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Llama 4 Scout has a 10 million token context window. 10 million! That's 10 times larger than Gemini, and completely free to download and run on your own hardware. You can analyze an entire company's worth of documents in a single prompt. The catch is that Llama's raw reasoning scores are lower than the closed source models, and running it locally requires serious GPU power. But if you care about privacy, customization, or just hate paying monthly subscriptions, Llama is the only game in town. DeepSeek, the Chinese open-source challenger that nobody saw coming. DeepSeek v3 proved that you don't need $100 billion to build a competitive AI model. It performs respectably against Western models at a fraction of the training cost, which terrified Silicon Valley when it launched. The problem is trust. The model runs through Chinese infrastructure, and for a lot of Western companies, that's a deal breaker regardless of performance. Mistral, the French dark horse. Mistral builds small, efficient models that punch way above their weight class. Their models are popular with European companies that want AI but don't want to send their data to American or Chinese servers. It's the privacy-first option for people who read GDPR regulations for fun. Kimi K2, Moonshot AI's trillion-parameter model from China that quietly climbed into the top tier on coding benchmarks, scoring just below Claude on verified tests. A year ago, nobody in the West had heard of it. Now it's being integrated into development tools worldwide. The AI race isn't just Silicon Valley anymore. The truth is, there's no single best AI model in 2026. GPT-5 is the safest default. Claude writes the best prose and code. Gemini is the cheapest and best integrated with Google. Grok has real-time data. Llama is free and open. The winner depends entirely on what you're trying to do. And if someone tells you otherwise, they're probably trying to sell you a subscription. Every GPU feature explained is on the screen. Go watch it next.